everybody? It's your boy Kamon. As you can see, the ban list just dropped, so y'all get 3 videos in one day. But I'm gonna show you guys an updated version of my Tenpai deck. Now, just kind of a disclaimer, this is not the final version. I still have to kind of see how the meta changes. So therefore, depending on how the meta changes, then that's when the hand traps in here will change. But I want to put this out to kind of show you guys like, yo, Tenpai, my brother and sisters, we're still fine, bro. Don't worry about it. Saying summoning to 1 is no big deal. Maybe one day it'll come back to like 3 or 2. Doesn't matter. I doubt it. I think we're gonna get the whole misc situation kind of thing, but it's what it is. Anyways, before we get started, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Remember, I am sponsored by Dueling Guard. If you want to get all the cool play mats and deck boxes that you see me using on this channel, make sure you go down to duelingguard.com, link down below, and if you use my code KAMON5, 5% off all your purchases. Anyway, let's get right into it. I'm gonna show you guys the main deck and extra deck. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all, the extra deck did not change at all, but I want to show you guys the main deck of what I have so far. I don't have a second blaster, so disclaimer, blaster is not in here. Once I get my second one, I'll probably experiment with that blaster to see if I do like it, because blaster in here is pretty good. It'll help with the consistency of this deck. Also, blaster is a pretty good board clear, if that makes sense. So yeah, once I do get a second blaster, I'll probably put it in here to test it out. But anyways, monsters very standard for me. Still 3 Pydra, still 3 Chandra, and now with the 1 second summoning, I guess 2 Fadra works and then the 1 Genroku. This ratio for me is just fine. This is like a good grind ratio if you can't kill them. And I feel like we're gonna be grinding a lot more now that our field spell is gone. So you have to kind of be a little bit more proactive with this deck, and you kind of be more smarter with your plays, because remember, once they get rid of field spell once, that's it. We can't get it again. So kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, this ratio is just fine for me. Maybe I will incorporate the Dora Dora if I do feel like, yo, I gotta see field spell more, because again, you summon out Dora Dora, Dora Dora searches out your Genroku summons out this gets you field spell. White is literally the most important card in this deck. It always has been, in my opinion, besides Chandra, obviously. But the fact that this card can actually get you field spell is broken, bro. So good. We are definitely a lot easier to kind of stop now, but you know, it is what it is. You know, I'm not too worried. Hopefully the hand traps are enough to actually stop your opponent from doing anything, if that makes sense. Or maybe if you want to go with the what's it called, the cross out designator build, you could do that instead. But again, like I said, this is the first attempt at an updated version, so I'll show you guys more in the future. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so for the hand traps, went a lot. Obviously, the 1 Magnum is still pretty good because it gets all of your monsters in here. So, and it does get your Genroku, which gets you into full combo also. So yeah, one of those. Everything else is just pure hand traps. So 3 Ash Blossom Joy Spring. Snake Eye is not dead, but it's slowed down a lot. So now I don't fear just ashing your stuff now. If you want to go into Hida, you can, because you know we're playing a certain card in here that can kind of help out with that too. 3 Molcharmy. This card is actually mandatory in this deck. If you're going to play Tenpai at a competitively high, you know, not experience. Sorry, I'm very tired. If you're going to play Tenpai at a high level, I feel like you definitely need the Molcharmies. This card, because this is still a going second deck. You see this gets you into everything you will need. And now that Pot of Prosperity and Saying Summoning are both at 1, this card is actually even more important now, because hey, sometimes getting that extra draw 1 or that extra draw 2 can definitely help out your opponent a lot. Or if you want to experiment with Upstart Goblin, you could do that also, because Upstart Goblin is a pretty good card in here. Giving your opponent to like 11,000 life points won't mean too much, but like like you can kind of dig through your like deck to like, you know, get everything else you like would need, but you will play more into Droll and Lockbird, so kind of keep that in mind. So for those, we are on the 3 Effect Veiler. I'm still on 3 DD Crow also, because I still think Fiendsmith U-Bell is going to be the best deck that's well known. So like hitting certain cards in the graveyard is pretty good. And again, if they want to actually go for the Sequentia to try to make their big fusion, I forgot his name. If you DD Crow one of the like targets, to shuffle back, then they can't make it because it takes 3 targets, if I remember correctly. And also, Veiler's a Veiler because you want to hit either the one Snake Eye Ash and that's it, they have no more, or you want to hit, again, their Sequentia, etc., etc. So, yeah, these are in here too for those. A card that I think is going to be very, very, very good moving forward is Nib. I'm only running 2 Nib. I might run 3. I have 3rd one in the side just in case, but 2 for me right now is just fine because like it does hit a lot of decks, and now since Appaloosa is gone, Nib is a lot more free. Reason why I'm not running it at 3 though is because not every deck will summon more than 5 times. You know what I mean? So I think 2 is just fine. But if the meta does change, then I will put this card back to 3 in here. And the last cards I am siding or remaining is the 3 Imperm. You know, very standard. Imperm is still the best hand trap ever printed, so we're gonna rock 3 Imperm at all times. Next, I'm going to go for the spell cards. We're gonna go for 3 Droplet because this is still sort of a board breaker for this deck. So like stopping your opponent's board and stopping their like Phantom and all that stuff, and Wave King Caesar is actually very, 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 very important. So I just think Droplet is still a good card overall to have in here. The new best card obviously is 3 seconds Kaiman. Again, draw phase, activate Kaiman because you don't want to lose to like Droll. Activate Kaiman, and then you grab Genroku, summon Tribute, grab Pydra effect, grab Field Spell. So like again, like we didn't lose too much consistency, I'd want to say, but we definitely lost a lot of protection, if that makes sense. Because again, if your opponent gets rid of the Field Spell, it becomes a grind game, you know what I mean? But this card is still just as good, you know what I mean? Because it gets you everything that you will need. So 3 of those. And since we are missing the like 2 Pot of Prosperity and all that stuff, I decided to actually put in double Thrust. Again, I know Thrust is very expensive, but it is getting a reprint in the Mega 10, which is coming out pretty soon. But yeah, I think Thrust is super good overall because in reality, like I'm mainly going to Thrust for either Terraforming or the Pot of Prosperity since they are both at 1 anyways. So like, and obviously the other targets is obviously double Lightning Storm and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, your Thrust targets are all of these, including your Imperms also and side deck stuff. But I just think Thrust moving forward is definitely a very, 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 very good card for this deck because again, your opponent will always interact with you no matter what, and you're always going to go second. So theoretically, this card is always live, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? And to round off the cards, obviously the 1 Sengen Summoning, literally the best card in this deck, keeps us safe and whatnot. Now I know how Dino players feel about not having Misk. I get it, bro. But yeah, it's at 1. It's no big deal. It is what it is. I don't really care that it's at 1. I'm still gonna rock this deck. I still love this deck. Such a good deck. If you guys are saying like, oh, this deck is dead, you can't play this deck anymore, that's fine, bro. It's fine, bro. We still have 3 Pydra, we still have 3 Sengen's Kaiman, and we still have the 1 Summoning, we have the 1 Terraforming, we still have the 1 Pot of Prosperity. You know what I mean? Like, it's just normal stuff. So anyways, extra deck time. Again, extra deck did not change too much. This is what I like so far. Nothing too crazy. So the 1 Seals, the 1 Doolittle Chimera, the 1 Hida, Princess, World Sea, and then Phoenix to round off your links. If you want to run other ones, you can, but the reason why I'm not running SP because again, you want to go into battle attack, and that's like you are usually locked into like dragons afterwards, but you play the Doolittle Chimera because if you do get hit with a D barrier, you summon this out and you can still attack them for game essentially. So kind of keep that in mind, you know what I mean? Because you know, you boost everything. So you have this, like, so you have like your Pydra, Chandra, and your Fadra, which this will be like, this 500, so this will be like 22, this will be 2,000, and this will be 21, this will be 19, you know what I mean? Like, I believe that's over 8K still, if I remember correctly, but, you know, I'm bad at maths, as you guys know. Synchros, very standard. Black Rose, Meteor Burst, Blade Dragon, Samurai Destroyer, because Yubel is the best deck right now. And double Bident Dragion for the 7s. Once we get more stuff, then I'll probably add more stuff. But yeah. 10s, one Trident Dragon. Sorry, not Trident. This is Transcendent. This is Trident Dragon, and I'm still on this card right here. Board wipe your opponent and Dragon Lock so the stuff will not come back. That's pretty good in my opinion. That's pretty good, bro. Also, it's pretty good in the mirror, but you can't lock them out in the mirror because they're all dragons anyways, so yeah, keep that in mind. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed that, make sure you do like, comment, subscribe to the video. See you next time, man. Have an awesome one. Peace.